Sister,
You be
you're
trying.
on my mind. Sister, you one of a kind.
That's not how I go.
How I go? Sing it.
Nope. You're
Tell
not
me the
gonna
words.
finesse me.
Tell me where to go.
Tell me where to go.
Hi, welcome. You've got mail. This is Jody.
You are making us lose listeners. Okay.
No, we not. They is into it. If you into it, press 1.
Okay.
If you're not into it, press 2. What's up? Anywho.
Anyway, hey y'all.
Y'all or me?
I have a question. I have 2 requests. All right, if you listen to this podcast right now, I need you to open up your iPhone, because that's who I'm talking to, sorry. Or your iPad or your MacBook, whichever device that is from Apple that you're using. I need you to click on the 5th star, rate us 5 stars, and if you have a time, leave us a comment. I don't care if you got to say love or good or heaven sent. Please pay them more. Do what you got to do. Give us some more ratings and reviews. That really does help us receive more visibility. And for those of you who found this podcast just from using the podcast app, you probably found it because of reviews and comments and likes, and they've kind of put us in the likes or a mix with other podcasts. I really would appreciate it. And if you guys have any subjects or topics that you like for us to cover, please send us a DM. The podcast page is just simply OD Podcast, ODPODCAST. Yep. My Instagram account is .Licia, that's UHH.LICIA, and Draco can be found at DRVCO. Okay?
I can tell my own name.
Well, I already told them, so now what?
And the second request is to drink water. Because when you drink water...
Pussy, water, then it's aquarium. You so darn disrespectful. See, he don't have to edit these episodes and listen to these weird sounds, okay?
I know. I'm sorry.
He just self. He only care about self.
That's not true.
So this week's HOTLANTA highlight is actually a friend of mine. We went to high school together. Her name is Olivia Boykin. She can be found on Instagram at fashion_4reek. So basically it's fashion freak, but it's spelled fashion_4 REAK. Olivia is she's a creator of No Instructions, where she makes custom clothes, gowns, dresses. I mean, she makes beautiful gowns. And and honestly, I've seen her grow over the years, and she's come. I mean, I think her mother is also a clothing designer who has done a lot of things for high profile people, etc., etc. But she's very, very, very good at what she does, and I'm glad she has. At one point, she was doing it, and she kind of like took a break. She just recently graduated from college. She got her degree. I think she got it in business marketing. I could be wrong, but Olivia does beautiful dresses. Honest to God, you would not regret it. Just check out her page. I'll put the link in the show notes, and check her out. Tell her OD Podcast sent you. So next time you have an event, formal, informal, if you have a family member that's going to prom, if you got a birthday party, I think Olivia will be a great resource. She's from the West Side, black-owned business. You know what I'm saying? She's cool people and she's funny. So that way you get some entertainment and great product all in one. So shout out to you, Olivia. I know she's not expecting this, but here we go.
And that's that on it.
Period. And her the No Instructions Instagram is just no.instructions. All right, what's up?
So for today's shout out,
we make a new theme song every week, but carry on.
That's what we do. You never know what you gonna get up out of me. Hey. Let me see. So, I know I'm always talking about Kim Kardashian, but
Are you?
I am. I probably talked about her a lot. But as you guys know, or may not know, because a lot of people don't like her, but she went to the White House recently, and she spoke to them about re-entering prisoners into the workforce, and I think that's good. I do feel as if you have a nonviolent crime. I don't know. I'm really iffy about violent people with violent crimes working in the certain places. That's just me.
Yeah,
I feel like that. I don't want to. I feel like people can learn from their mistakes. Don't get me wrong, but certain type of jobs should, they need to do.
I agree. And because the thing is, this is how I look at it. Sometimes people are accused or charged with violent crimes / when they see us, and some people have actually committed them. So it's kind of hard to be like, oh, we don't want to be in this kind of environment, because I think things can trigger them. We don't know what they've, because it's been proven that there's no actual rehabilitation happening behind bars. People might come out worse, but how can we? Okay, first go on with your story.
But no, I agree with that. But I feel like what she's doing is good. I definitely agree with her. Trying to better that. I don't want to say that, but she's trying to better our lifestyle after prison.
Yeah, I think that she's
people that come out of prison. That she's trying to help them. And I also seen that she's linked up with Lyft or Uber.
To get them to job interviews. I think that's really
to get them
dope.
home, like for when they get out.
Oh,
of prison.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, they get out of prison and they get free lifts home.
I think that's cool. Good. I think that's cool. I think that what she's doing is a good thing, but I still don't trust it. I'm sorry. I think there's an ulterior motive, and I'm just gonna wait for it to unfold.
I don't think so.
I think she's growing up. I think it's called Trump 2020, but I still think there's good coming out of what she's doing, but I just wish this was happening.
I think that she's growing up. I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like just to separate her from whatever, because she's always expressed that she does not support Trump, but
has she?
Yeah.
Oh, I never seen her blatantly say it. That's why it makes me feel iffy.
Yeah,
especially with her husband.
She doesn't. Her husband supports him,
and her
but
mother,
she's always
dad. Not her dad, Bruce. I mean,
her mama, daddy.
Yeah, I'm forgetting her dad, Rob, who was actually an attorney, so it makes sense for her to be involved with law. But
so she definitely said numerous times that she does not agree with Kanye supporting Trump.
I don't know how I could live in. I mean, obviously Trump didn't. That campaign didn't exist. I
always wonder how people can live like that. But you know what? Realistically, I don't know.
No, you're right, and it's like I don't know, because I know someone whose dad is a Trump supporter, but he does not believe in a lot of stuff that Trump does. But he felt that he had to vote for Trump because of the way that he favors business owners. And he felt right. And he felt that he...
Boy, if you get your goddamn...
Right, but that's how some people justify it in those kind of ways. And it's kind of like, when they see stuff like that, they completely ignore the racial issues that have happened and his disregard for people, people's lives and disrespect and the insults and all that other stuff. But no, yeah, that's cool, Kim. Thank you for using your privilege for good. I just hope that there is no ulterior motive that's going to hurt people.
I doubt it. I mean, we got black people out here doing stuff outside of motives.
You're right, but I don't want Trump to be the president again. So
I doubt it. He will.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. But all right. Anyway, that's what's up. That was all. You know what I'm saying?
In other news, I've been trying to educate myself on what's going on in Sudan, because realistically, I just didn't know.
Mm-hmm. And that's fair, because a lot of people aren't really, enlightened on that side of the world.
Yeah. So I downloaded the CNN app the other day. I'm such an old man now. Who am I becoming?
Well, we are becoming who we thought that we were afraid to be.
I downloaded the CNN app the other day, and I just read up on the backstory of why this is going on. And I read that their leader was in charge for about 30 years, and they protested to get him out. And when he finally did get out, or they finally got him to get out of, the position, the riot started, and it's been going on for like 4 months. So I'm just finding out about it last week.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of have had a little insight only because one of my college friends is Sudanese. Do you remember when we were in middle school, there was this group of guys called the Lost Boys of Sudan?
I think so.
He was one of them, actually. Me and him went to college together, so he used to post a lot about it on Facebook. So I only seen a little bit, but what's going on now is, I actually called him the other day because I was like, I didn't know where he was at, if he was in Sudan or what. Because they said they cut off the internet and everything, but I don't even think he had new yet. But
is he here?
Yeah, he's in Georgia. He used to live in Florida, but he just moved back. But yeah.
This is crazy. I've just been reading,
the things that are happening to kids and women, people in general. It's like, how, and they can't just up and go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, you just live like, how, I can't imagine a life like that. I can't.
Right.
Like, I just, stuff like that scares me, and I hope America never turns out to be something like that.
I just, as far as social media go, I just be kind of irritated with certain things because everybody's like, oh, turn your Avies blue and your profile pictures blue, blah, blah, blah.
You think it just don't make an impact?
No.
I feel you.
I feel like we come together for stuff like that, and if it's not a cause that's not harmful or not as harmful, like, I feel like when people were turning their Avies for in support of LGBT or in support of Black people for Black Lives Matter, stuff like that. Okay, whatever, but you still have to do something. Like, turning your damn Avi blue ain't gonna fix shit. Like,
because you're just gonna carry on. You just want to be a part of the numbers. I agree. So I was on LinkedIn recently. Almost every company has. I can show you now rainbow pictures for their brand names, and I'm like, on one hand you be like, oh, they're accepting LGBTQ recognizable, but it's also marketing. Exactly, it's a marketing thing.
They're on trend with marketing.
Someone actually said that same thing about the breast cancer awareness. Oh, you put a ribbon in your picture, but it's like, are you actually getting a mammogram? You know what I mean?
Or are you actually donating to
research? Right. Yeah. So I agree. I think that it's still, maybe somebody can be like, oh, why is your Abbey blue? Let me find out. So I think there can be ways around it, but I do agree that people. That's the internet for you, though. It's like, you can't even, it's just...
Also, where's that money going? I was watching What the Health before.
Oh, yeah.
And they was just saying how the Red Cross, like, people donate to stuff like American Red Cross and, what's the one when Christmas come around?
Oh, the Salvation Army?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it.
And, like, that money does not go there. They're using that money to fund companies that are making people have cancer, like food. Certain foods that they have, and it's crazy. Like, I just look into stuff like that, so it makes you want to just start something of your own.
I'd rather give it to the hands of the people that's gonna actually be directly impacted by it.
I can't with these organizations, and even with St. Jude's, sometimes I just be like,
it's tough. It's tough. It's like, how you supposed to know? And these companies have gotten popular, and these people who are running these companies are millionaires. I remember reading somewhere that a guy, and obviously, like, Goodwill is a thrift store, but it's not really intended. It doesn't help anybody. It's their motto is basically,
they help me get some clothes,
right? But I'm saying, like, okay, like, you think of the Salvation Army thrift store. They apparently they give clothes to, like, the homeless, stuff like that. But Goodwill actually is like an exchange of clothes, and so their mission basically is that you donate clothes, we create jobs. And so if you don't donate clothes, then people don't have any work to do. So that's a cool concept. But they were saying the guy's like this filthy rich guy. He lives on his own island and all this stuff. I'm thinking, like, is that bad? Like, where is the line drawing? Because I don't know what his I don't know. Never mind.
It's a lot of questions, but yeah, we gotta see what we can do about these people in Sudan. This is like,
maybe Kim K can do something about it.
I mean, we can't always rely on her. She's one person.
Oh, here you go. Somebody had. Do you keep up with Roland Ray and Cam Beyonce?
Yeah, and they were saying Beyonce saying Roland Ray some money.
Saying she got him out of jail.
Yeah. Roland Ray is ignorant. I'm sorry. I can't with Roland Ray.
I like how he talked, though. So whatever. Tokyo Tony was managing me. I gave her $75. I want my money back.
He got that heavy DC accent. My favorite video of Roland Ray was when he was in the Mac store and he got his makeup done. He was like, it's time to wake him up.
I never seen that.
That actually should be our intro.
Oh, God. Okay. Say no more.
He was like, time to wake him up.
Say no more. Done.
So, I can't do Roland Ray, though. I can't. He's too problematic for me. Yeah. Way too problematic.
Very. He said at his funeral he don't want no regular chairs. Only wheelchairs. And people in his comments was like, Roland Ray, everybody can't afford a wheelchair.
Something is really wrong with him, and then he got hit by a car a few months ago, so he had got a check.
I did see that, yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah, he got
arrested like a few weeks ago for having 2 guns under his seat.
Yeah, and then he also be wearing a Gucci belt around his knees. That's why I'm saying it's like a lot. It's like I can't even laugh because of the disability, but it's just like, why do you do this? Like, he literally, instead of wearing a belt around his waist, he put it around his knees so you could see that he got the Gucci belt.
Oh my God!
So I'm like, are you holding your legs together? Like,
I mean, is he paralyzed? He probably. Never mind. Okay.
I don't know.
So I wanted to bring up, there was some stuff. So you remember when that video of Maya Angelou came around and the girl called her Maya?
Yeah.
And she checked the little girl. Everybody made a big deal about it. So recently somebody called Ava DuVernay Auntie, which I didn't really see the problem with it initially.
Nobody does.
Right, I get it. So then Oprah made this post recently, and it's so it says Auntie Oprah, Auntie Gayle, Auntie Ava, and the word Auntie is crossed out. So I'm gonna show it to you.
I saw that. I didn't read the post though.
The caption Oprah magazine posted, in many places around the world, placing the title Auntie before someone's name who is not your actual aunt is seen as a sign of respect. But Oprah, Gayle, and Ava would prefer if you didn't call them Auntie Oprah, Auntie Gayle, and Auntie Ava. Tap the link in our bio to find out why we don't like the nickname and what you can call them instead.
Okay.
Now, I get it. If you don't want to be called something, like, you know how we be little and we be like, yes, ma'am. They be like, don't call me ma'am. You're going to make me feel old. So I kind of feel like that's in the same realm. But in many ways, I do feel like that could either be, like she said, a sign of respect or slang. It's like, in the hood, they be like, what's up, aunt? What's up, auntie? But I think that, I mean, hey, Oprah, y'all are old. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with being old. But are you not an aunt? Oh, I guess.
Get over it. At the end of the day, when I see you, I'm going to call you and say, I dare you not to answer.
Well, if somebody asks to not be called, I'm not going to call them that anyway. But I am shocked that it's something that they don't want to be called.
Yeah, look, auntie.
It's like,
oh.
Auntie Maxine.
I'll try her. If she told me that, I'll be like, what you want to do? Call Uncle? Uncle Oprah.
Oh my God. Yeah, so people making a big case. I feel like Oprah been involved in a lot of media type stuff lately. First it was the Michael Jackson thing, and then they pulled that down and she took down all her posts about it. Then her friend Gayle did the R. Kelly thing, which was nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying she's been very visible. Do you have anything else to add to Shop Talk?
Carisha's pregnant. You
said that last week. Now this have to be the video. Now this got to be the episode after.
I'm just playing.
What you think about making the Stalion date in Moneybag, yo? You have any opinions on that?
Her coochie, her choice.
Okay, you're right. Wow, shut me down. I'm canceled.
I don't care. Because at the end of the day, we date who we want to date.
You're right.
I don't know her just because I feel like she does have a positive light around her. She's a very positive girl. She's smart.
But we don't know her.
I'm just saying from what I see. She's just intelligent. Not to down other female artists out there. It's not a jab. But recently, I think that we have come accustomed to putting people who in the limelight who aren't doing something positive for real. And I get it. You want to show that other people who live different lifestyles can be famous or they can make it. I get it. But I don't like picking at people who are mentally challenged or...
Wait, what they got to do with Megan?
I'm just saying, the rap girls that are new that's coming out, they kind of not that smart. And if we just being real, and that's that on that. Baby girl.
You see that girl who photoshopped her face, body, and hair at that event?
Listen.
She's so happy about all these followers she get. And I'm like, are they following you to be nosy?
Did you see the new one? They made a new one yesterday.
Yes, but you posted it. I swear.
Yeah.
I don't know if you posted on your public page, but she really went all the way. She went all the way, and she's not even an ugly girl. Then my thing is, she posted a video. Like, you could see what she looked like. I don't understand why she did that.
Yeah.
But she really happy about having these 500,000 followers. But I
like,
get it. Negative or positive publicity will get you traction on your page. So whatever, it's gonna work out for her no matter what. So.
I like Megan, though. And I like the fact that she's doing... she's talking about global warming and helping with the community because I feel like nobody talks about that. SZA actually has a campaign where she's selling T-shirts to help, and the proceeds are going to help clean the ocean.
I think that's dope. You know, it's disgusting when you find out how much trash is just floating in the ocean. That's why I'm really somebody who I will hold on to some trash for a long time before I find a trash can. It really bothers me. But you know what I also don't like? I worked at some jobs, and I ain't gonna call them out. They have recycling bins and trash cans, and the cleaning crew that comes in and clean, they throw it all in the same trash can. It's like the company had the right initiative, but y'all hire people that don't care. And
but what you gonna do in the job interview? Do you care about recycling?
Exactly, because it's like these people probably...
And they're gonna be like, yeah.
So it's like, I wish that it was, like you said, some people don't care. All right, obviously, I don't expect them to literally care, but it sucks because we act, like, I know somebody who comes in and puts in the effort to bring recyclable things. Stop. Why you always gotta dance when I'm talking? Anyways, I care about the global environment. I'm really fearful that the kids that are produced from our generation won't be able to fully survive in the environment that's to come. That's a really scary thought. So. Period. Oh, can I talk about? So I've been talking for a while now. I've been talking about buying a new home. I have been home shopping, and I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I don't know what I want to do. I looked at some really, really nice houses in the South Woods area, and I'm probably not moving over there no more. I thought I was going to, but
That's down that.
it was.
I already told her she wasn't going to really.
It was the houses were in the middle of nowhere. I'm talking about this is my first time being in South Atlanta. I just didn't know where I was at.
Yeah.
But there are some really nice houses I saw on this side of town. But they're gonna cost me about $100,000 more for the house that I could have gotten the South Side for cheaper. But a lot of these neighborhoods had like a lot of Impalas and Chargers.
Wow.
And
Are you car shaming?
I had to be classes, but I with my growing up life experience, I know it comes with that. So I'm probably just gonna understand where I'm at, and that's just that on that. Anyway.
So are we getting into today's topic or whatever?
Oh, whatever. I say so. What you got?
So, I thought that I wanted to touch on a subject which I think we all can relate to, or in some fashion, you know how things go. But anywho, so today's topic is going to be generational curses. Okay. So, let's get into that. So I'm gonna tell that rolling right the whole time.
Please don't. I will mess the mics up or something. I can't.
Let's get into that.
Okay. I'm not gonna play with you. Stop.
So, let's talk about it.
All right, so what you got? Do you have, is that something that you've been working on, battling generational curses?
Well, one that I can think of off top, I'm going to try to think of some more of that. Because sometimes it becomes second nature, because it's like, you never know. Like, it takes me to watch certain things on TV and listen to certain podcasts and stuff about, especially dealing with like therapy and just, the way of life, like I never realized that some of the stuff that I do is really toxic.
Me too.
Some of the stuff that I do say, the way I think, it's really toxic, and I never, realized that. One thing I can say, I don't mean to snitch on my mama, please don't.
We love you, Shirley.
Yeah, but my mama used to always tell me growing up, and I understood why, but she used to be like, "Don't bring no white woman in my house," and I used to be like,
I don't like women.
I mean, that too, but I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
You know?
You know why?
I didn't know. Now that I'm older, I understand why. But for the longest, in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm not like that. I'm not going to be a person that just won't date outside my race and and I've never dated outside my race. Let's start there. And I'm kind of opposed to it, but realistically, let me just be honest and be clear. I live in the South. I live in Georgia. Okay?
It's one of the blackest cities in this country.
The blackest cities, and I also live in Georgia. Like Atlanta is blackest city, but the state of Georgia is
Not
a
very
lot
bad.
of racist white people. Okay, so
Okay.
So what happens is mentally, I just personally think that this isn't the right climate to date outside my race.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I don't know. Like the times that we're in right now, I'm not mentally prepared for that. Like it ain't even just white people, because I don't want to. Okay. So I feel like, because sometimes I even feel like Hispanics are much more racist than white people, and I say this all the time, and people be looking at me crazy. But
explain, because I would like to understand.
I feel as if I run into more racist Hispanics and Latinas or Latinos.
Okay, I can understand it with I've seen that.
More than white people. And the thing about white people is that for the most part, even if they do dislike black people, I know this may sound fake, but at least they don't act like it all the time.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Let me
saying?
know how you feel so I can keep it moving.
So it's not like something that, unless something go down or they be on crack or something. But I run into a lot of situations where a lot of Hispanic, and I noticed it a lot from Hispanic women. They like black men. They like to date black men for recreational purposes. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But then when it comes down to certain things, they be the main ones, just screaming hate towards black women and certain black men on certain things. And it's just like, they're racist.
Yeah, no, I
And
know
then and I felt like that for a long time. And I know this is just a TV show, but I remember saying this to some people and they like, what? Because I feel like, I may have said this on another episode, but I felt like, in a way, stop watering that plant. You gonna overwater it. She's watering a plant.
Not just any plant.
What is it?
A succulent. And I've never watered it since I've had it. And I've had it for a while. So carry on with your little subject.
Ishala Kandala. So even watching shows like Love and Hip Hop, and they do have a large Hispanic audience because of their show. They have a lot of. I feel like out of all the seasons, Miss Nikki Baby and Jocelyn were probably the only ones who I felt like weren't racist.
Okay.
Weren't like. Or
compared to like people like Veronica Vega and
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Veronica Vega.
Just kidding.
Veronica Vega.
I
Erica
actually don't
Mena.
want and Sin Santana. She went on lip service talking about how this is why black men date Latino women. Talking about because black women are crazy. I'm like, y'all are known for being crazy. Latinas are known for being crazy.
Let's talk about it.
And then here you go. Now you're not with your black king no more because he cheated on you.
Here we go. That's what I'm saying. It's just stuff like that. It's just, I just hear certain things that come out of people's mouth. Even Cardi B.
Yeah.
As much as I love Cardi B and, whatever, but she has said some really ignorant things that I feel like nobody ever, they give her a pass on it.
I don't think
know
they give
why.
her a pass.
It's swept under the rug.
Well,
it's not talked about as much.
I say they don't give her a pass, but really Nicki Minaj was the one that called her out.
Exactly.
But
she
calls black women roaches.
Ain't even that, like certain things that she said online, and I feel like she should be held accountable for it because Nicki Minaj is just calling it out, but yet and still people are like, oh, she's just a hater.
Yeah, they just want to keep her. They don't want to lose Cardi, so they're gonna sweep on the road.
She's not lying.
I feel like somebody else was in the same predicament, and I was just like, wow, y'all not gonna do nothing.
Nothing.
Like, y'all not gonna.
That's what I'm saying. And let somebody say one little thing. Like in the black community or even white people. I don't mean to take up for white people, but in this case, to let a white person say some stuff like that. And y'all let these people say nigga. At the end of the day, I talk to people about this and everybody is always like, oh, well, technically Hispanics and Latino people are considered black. And I'm like, no, that I'm
were
like,
they ever enslaved?
I know for a fact that Dominican and Cubans are black. To me,
yes. Well, they are.
They look black.
When historically speaking, Christopher Colon and his people slid through there, and they might have. So I know, like for example, the Haitians, they defeated them. That's why they weren't. They were able to keep their land. But these people were brought along that trail, so that's how they ended up there. So of course they are African. Yeah. You know what I mean? So they can't. It's crazy that people would deny that though, because y'all are black.
They don't. That's why I said they don't need to say nigga
because
they deny it.
You're right.
Like they're black when it's convenient, and I don't like that.
Yeah, no.
Like even with Veronica Vega, she just because she said nigga and they call her out on it, she's like, well, I mean, I am black.
My great grandmama.
I'm like, sis, you don't claim blackness.
You don't even consider yourself to be black. You're right. You're
exactly.
right.
And I feel the same way about people like Cardi B. I don't mean to keep throwing her under the bus.
No, I know it's fair. It's totally fair. I just feel like at this point in pop culture, we're not. First of all, we're not to accept people saying it, but it's so hard to be like, okay, you can say it, but you can't say it. It's just like honestly, I don't think people should be saying the word at all. If you ask me, I don't black or not. I just think that you can try to say you've repurposed it and all this other stuff, but we knows what happens when that repurposedness comes from from another direction. Now, obviously, I don't cuss at all, so I'm not holding them down because I don't use the N word. But I really I always feel like the word should not be said as much. I just feel like, come on, y'all, let's use, because now it's like now I'm sure, I always wonder where that trend came from when the word, like, did it start with slavery? Like, okay, so for example, Like, you know how you are a kid in school and somebody call you big head and everybody laugh and they're like, move big head, now everybody calling you big head. So then it come from like slave masters calling us the N-word and then they using it against each other, probably humorously, but it just becomes a trend at some point. So now you are divided and you're saying this hurtful word because you know it's hurtful, but it came from massa, but you got, am I making sense?
Yeah.
It's like maybe
I grew up like that. My mama wouldn't even let me say mammy.
Or fool. What was the word you couldn't say?
Piss.
Yeah.
I couldn't say piss.
You could say mammy. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, my mama wouldn't let me say that. Like, I literally would. I got a lecture for singing Project Pat Chicken Head, and she stayed at your mammy house. And
Sorry,
I got
Shirley.
a lecture about that. Like, my mama did not play that about stuff
She
like
was a
that. So
black
I get
queen.
it. Like,
yeah. But you know, when you're a kid, you don't understand that. You don't care to understand. But it takes for you to become an adult. But I wish that we could get rid of the word, but it's just not happening. That just is what it is. But it sucks because I feel like the people that are saying it and getting away with it, I feel like they be trolling high key, low key. Like, they don't care. They'll take the heat that comes with it because it'll get them exposure.
Yeah. So
do you think, now what is this aligned to reel it back around with generational curses?
I don't know. I went totally off subject with that because I just felt really, really hard about that. But I just feel like my mom, I don't want to necessarily say she was wrong for raising me like that, but I just wish that wasn't a big thing. And I wish she would have been like, you know, I feel this way about this race, but
also educate you, maybe.
Yeah, and let me know why, but also give me the space to make that choice on my own if I want to do that, or if, you know what I'm saying, opposed to me just coming out of the gate. Because realistically, how is that any different from white people raising their kids up to be like racist? Black people are the scums of the earth. Yeah. Call them this, you know, they're niggers. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not.
I think.
It's no
well,
difference.
You don't think there's a level of harshness though? That makes a difference. Because I feel
definitely
like
yes.
You heard telling you not to bring home a white woman doesn't mean that you hate white people. It's just kind of like, sorry, I can't date. I don't know. Maybe it's all about how you interpret it.
That is, yeah. I don't know. I always thought about that, and then now I cannot. I don't even look that way. I don't even look that way.
But you know what? The thing is, nothing wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You have to be attracted to what you're attracted to. So if you don't like it, then that just is what it is. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying I can't date a white man. I always said I couldn't because I don't think no matter how much I try, will understand. Like, I could never go to a white therapist. There's a cultural difference that, like, I wouldn't want to. Like, you just don't understand me. And I can try to explain to you, but I need somebody who has some struggle. And some struggle with the stuff that I'm battling with, because I mean, obviously there are white people that grew up in the hood, but there's just some things that just cannot be explained without. That's just
like black people who grew up in the suburbs trying to
be hood.
Yeah, and it's just like realistically, like,
you don't know what we went through to even be alive.
I can be friends with you, but for stop trying to fake relate. Like, it's not that deep.
Yeah, I know.
That's definitely one generational curse from my personal family that I hate. And I'm learning to break a lot of stuff. Like, I definitely, like, my family is big on food, but we also have a line of heart problems. Like, everybody in my family pretty much has high blood pressure and heart problems. That's the generational curse to me.
Yeah, you're right. I think those habits. Yeah, how else can you? Because, you know, I've actually read somewhere that health issues aren't actually a genetic. They say there are ways to break it because of lifestyle habits.
Yeah.
And I think, like you said, they're big on food. So these are things that just happen when your body's made up, how your body's made up, and you do these things. This is what's going to come out of it.
Yeah. So now that's why I'm choosing to, you know, eat cleaner, even though I do still eat fried stuff and all that other stuff. But
I don't think there's nothing wrong with doing that. You just gotta, you know, control it. You know what you're doing now.
I'm not eating meat. I'm pulling back on dairy.
Since when?
Hey, don't do
You know
that.
what? I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what my generational curses are. Does that make sense? I think that there are things that
maybe that means you're just really immune to it.
That's a great point. Now, there are traits about me that sometimes I'm like, oh, I got that from my mama. But you know, I think the way that I handle things, I do think that I want to, because the thing is, I don't know much about my grandmother's childhood or life or my great grandmother's life. You know what I mean? To understand and connect those trends. all I really know is the stories that I was told, but I know the experience that I had with my mother, but I don't know if the experiences that I have are direct correlation from just growing up, or if it's something that has been trying to be beat. Because my family, I don't really know a whole lot about our history, unfortunately.
We have a history of trauma.
In what ways?
That
like
sucks. Like my
abuse?
Abuse. And like my mom told me stories. My mom's mom was white, and so
you cannot say the N word.
I'm only 25% white.
I actually didn't know. Did I know that?
I don't know.
That's
but
interesting.
My mom's mom, which is my grandma, she was white, and she was killed because she was dating a black man. Obviously, because my mom is black, but she was dating a black man, and she was killed during Christmas time because she was trying to save money to buy them Christmas gifts, and she would walk home instead of catch the bus, and they killed her because she was dating a black man.
Oh my God.
So my mom was the oldest of 9 kids, and she lost her mom at 16.
Oh,
because of that.
My God.
So that definitely
I can
stems
understand
from,
how she can be like, don't they know? Like, what,
exactly.
I don't want it to happen to you. Like, just okay. I can understand.
Exactly. That. She's just like she don't even like white people because of that.
Oh,
because
my God.
Of course she not finna hate her mama just because of that. But
yeah, but she knows what happened.
And she knew that that's not even how that was supposed to go.
Dang, that's crazy.
So yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I don't. I think that you know what, this is gonna sound sappy, but this is something that hit me today. So on Father's Day, I won't say this is a generational curse, but I do think that there are voids that I have from like parenting. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I have those realization moments. Like today, I had a contractor come to my house to look at some work that can be done, and the contractor was telling my boyfriend, he was like, "Oh yeah, y'all can do this because it's not that easy." My boyfriend was like, "Oh yeah, we can do this. Me and my dad can do this. I can do that." And I'm like, dang, I wish I had my daddy, or not even had my daddy, but I wish I had a male figure that, because the stuff that needs to be done around my house is not a big deal. But it didn't register in my head that I'm like, oh, I gotta pay somebody to come do it. Yeah. But a lot of people have like men in their life that come do an oil change or put a window up, and I know everybody doesn't have that, but it did hit me because I feel like there have been a lot of things in my adult life that I would have learned had I had a male figure and not just my boyfriend, that I wouldn't have had to experience. And this is not, I don't even know if my daddy is a handy man, but it did make me feel a way, because it's like, oh, you and your daddy are going to come and do that for me? Yeah. Why can't I just call my daddy and do that? My daddy probably be like, hey, I got a good man who can work on that, which is fine. Yeah. But there's a lot of stuff I'm learning the hard way because I didn't really have nobody around. Even for my mother, like, I don't really cook a lot. My mama cooked a little bit, but it was not a thing that we did, like, through bonding. And I had to go pay somebody to teach me how to drive because my mother didn't drive, or I didn't really know a lot about my hair. My hair was jacked up in grade school. Any of y'all who knew me, you better delete all them pictures right now. But I learned a lot about self-care the hard way. I learned a lot of stuff about myself and life in general the hard way because me and my mother didn't really have that bond. But I'm starting to think that she didn't have that with her mother too. So maybe that is one of the curses, kind of just like not knowing how to connect. Because I'm real quick. That's why it's so easy for me to cut people off, because I don't try to connect with them anyway. So it's kind of like, just like, all right, I'm good, love.
I definitely can agree to a certain extent, because my mom, I think that she tried to, and I appreciate her for that, she tried to break a generational curse, and she knew I didn't have a male figure growing up. So she put me in the Big Brothers program.
I remember that was fine. I was very envious. I wanted that.
Yeah, so I ended up doing that, and that program just really exposed me to so many different things that made me a little open-minded. A lot of open-minded about just certain things that went on around me, and just I got to do stuff that I know that me living in Chestnut Ridge on Camden Road, I would not have been done. You was
doing cool stuff. Like, you was going to parks and stuff.
Exactly. Like, even, that sounds basic, but when you in the hood,
we was on that same street all day long. Yeah. All day long.
You don't do stuff like that. Like going to parks, playing baseball, going to just learn how to cut grass. Yeah, I made bread from scratch. Yeah. I learned how to drive from him. I went to a whole, just different stuff like that. And I think that me growing up, that made me a more friendly, open-minded person. But dealing with a sibling and her kids and people like that who don't have that, they don't understand it. And they looking at me like I'm a weirdo, and it kind of made me shut down.
And you know what's so crazy? Them saying those insults come from a place of interest. They just don't know how to express it.
Yeah. So it wasn't necessarily insults, but it just looked like they like, what? Like,
who doing that?
Yeah.
I call myself, I remember before therapy became this thing, people like, therapy?
Yeah.
You ain't crazy. That's for white folks. I felt that way. I have felt that way. It probably was less than 3 years ago that I felt that way. But now it's like, well, how else you gonna get there? You see people that be crazy 40, 50 years old. How they get that way? Probably because they didn't have nobody to talk to.
Yeah. So it's just, now it's like, I had to shut down. And even in my adult life, I found myself doing that sometimes where I don't even express myself a lot because I feel like, in a small way, my brain and my capabilities are just a little bit too advanced for people around me, because when I bring it up, it's either no interest or they try to make me feel some type of way about doing it. Even with me eating healthier, they like,
oh my God, people be like,
you eat grass.
Oh, make sure y'all do that because Alicia don't eat meat. And it's like, well, I also, by doing that, I lessen my likelihood of getting cancer.
People don't think about it.
But it's like, that's not for me to down them. But it's like you gotta realize that there are bigger things to life than 10-piece deep fried.
Exactly.
With lemon pepper.
I do feel like I have a lot of friends that are of different ethnicities, and they have certain things that they go by because most people from different countries, they really value family and they value like family traditions and stuff like that. But a lot of times people don't realize that their family traditions and certain things that they've been taught from their family are very, very detrimental to their everyday life.
Do you have an example?
Say for instance, like in America, typical black family, they are like 50% of the time you probably will get somebody that'll disown you because you're being gay,
okay, yeah,
or doing something like that. But in another country, like if you were to go to Africa or India or even Asia, sometimes they're gonna kill you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, and they make it such a big deal, and it just, it's carried from generation to generation to generation.
And they don't even know why they have that hate for their child. Do you know why you don't like your child being gay? Like, what is it?
I don't know.
It's just like, I always think about when people, like, I remember when people, like, I feel like in this era, people are more accepting a little bit. But remember when Frank Ocean came out? Yeah. People said they would stop listening to his music. I'm like, what changed about him? Like, I don't even understand. But Tyler, the creator.
But Elton John has been gay since forever today. And
right. Him and Ellen were like groundbreaking coming out stories.
Because they were white.
Exactly.
But you know what I've learned too, and this is something about white people that I am a little envious of, is that they're a little bit more acceptive of that. Like, they don't look at their kids as weak, and they don't talk down on them for the most part just because they are different or they're gay or whatever the case may be. They don't treat them in some type of way. But black people will make you feel like you're a freak show, a weirdo. They, just want to ostracize you. It's just not fair. Even with like certain skin colors. I remember we did an experiment in second grade. I don't know why. I just would never forget this. I went to Conley Hills.
Hey,
my teacher,
EP, that East Point, right?
Yeah.
Okay, EP.
My teacher, she did an experiment to try to show us how it felt to be segregated.
Okay.
And she took a brown paper bag. And she said, if you're lighter than this brown paper bag, you can do whatever you want. I'm going to give you a hall pass to go to the library all day. You can get on the computers. Everybody else is darker than this, got to do work.
She'll get counsel for this experiment today, but go ahead.
Exactly. So, anybody that's darker than this bag got to do work. So, all the kids that were dark were crying. And it was just like, because they felt bad. And then the next day they switched. So, the lighter kids had to do their work and the darker kids had to do that. So... I don't even know where I was going with this.
So I think you were just explaining the understanding of like separation.
Yeah, they were trying to teach it. I felt like that was a good experiment to show them, to show us, to make us feel like, we shouldn't treat people like
exactly.
that.
And I think that's a good way for kids to
understand.
Like exactly. Yeah. I think that's a good experiment. Now today she might be unemployed.
However, she would be on CNN.
Right. Dang, that's interesting. It's really sad, but you know what's so crazy? People don't even realize the divide they're creating. I remember reading an article about how black families are basically the only culture where when you're 18, you gotta get out the house. There are people of other ethnicities. I mean, they grown, still stay with their parents.
And I had to stop that too, because I was one of those people. It's just because that's how I was raised, and that's just the thought that people instilled in my head, that once you get 18, 19, you got to be on your own. You got to have it together. Think about
how our minds when we were 18. You think we was ready to live on our own?
No.
Heck
and
no.
I was staying with my sister, and she was ready for me to go. Like, off rip. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm like, yikes.
Yeah.
Imagine me in the streets trying to figure it out on my own.
And that's, it's right. So now people are hustling. They're doing things illegally because they got to figure out a way so they can live on their own.
Yeah.
And it's just this whole thing. But I heard of lots of cultures. People are 30s. Not all black families, obviously. I know people that were in their 30s and they finally moved out. But I think it's interesting because if you think about it, a lot of it, especially when we were growing up, those families could have used that extra help or that person being in the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so now that person's moved out. Now you have one less income to contribute to a lifestyle. And now you want that person to give you money. Now you divide your relationship even more. And it's just like a lot. That's why people like, I got to make it because I got to get my mom out of the hood. I got to do this and this and that. And it's like, well, if that family dynamic was still there, y'all could have worked collaboratively and made situations better. But wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I remember I used to feel like I used to just like fear being a parent because I just didn't know like what kind of parent I would be. I still don't know if I want kids, but that's not the point. I'm not ready for kids. I'll say that. But I used to fear like I used to think whoopings was acceptable. I would not be beating my kids. Period. But that was our form of punishment. That's supposed to like help you realize the mistake you made. And I used to be like, well, I don't want to whoop my kids, so are my kids gonna run over me and all this other crazy stuff. Are you laughing at me? Or you laughing at the post?
I'm laughing at you.
Oh, sorry.
Because you're talking about you don't want to whoop people.
I just used to be in a confused place in life because I used to get whoopings for all kinds of stuff, and I felt like my mama didn't understand me, and I used to get in trouble for nothing. She wouldn't listen to me, and I'm like, I don't want to be that kind of parent. Like, I'm just scared. And now that I'm more of an adult, I'm 30 now, and I'm so thankful that I have waited this long to have kids, and I'm able to get to know myself better and kind of determine my decision making and all those other things. So I just think, I don't know. I just think that.
I will say just by, because of course I've been around you forever, and I've actually lived in the house with you, so, and your mama. I feel like it's very rare that you would just find somebody that had to deal with situations like that and can grow up and be different.
You right.
Like, Alicia, you... it's not funny, but it's just like...
My boyfriend says the same thing. Mind you, he didn't even experience it. He just knows, like, the stories I've told him. He'd be like, how are you living? How are you so good?
How is that even happening? Oh, my God. Like,
yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Wow.
I don't know. You know what, though? I think the thing is... I asked myself the same question, but I used to spend a lot of time alone, like, in my room, and I think that helped me, like, create my own personality type. You know what I'm saying?
Girl, I ain't had no choice. I ain't had no brother sister. So my sister was the older with kids at work, and yeah. I can't lie. I used to be. It's so funny because I honestly now thinking about it, I probably would have been ready to live on my own at 18. You feel like you would?
I think I would have. I couldn't afford it, but I think I would have been good. But who's to say? I don't know. I don't even remember what went through my 18-year-old mind. I just wanted to work, and not go home.
Work.
So,
but I feel like definitely a way to deal with generational curses is, for one, go to therapy. Okay?
Acknowledge them.
And, yeah, like own up to it, and just because sometimes it's blind. You're blind to it. Like, I was blind to a lot of stuff. I was like a lot, and I watched certain shows. I'm like, oh my God, that's bad. Like, I've been doing that for a long time. So I don't know. You just have to first acknowledge them, and then you know what I'm saying, and just try to help. Even if you don't go to a therapist, you should try to find ways to deal with it on your own until you can get to a therapist. Because you should. You
know something I used to do, and it probably wasn't a popular thing to do, but when I was younger, during those years where I probably should have been turned out to be a bad person, I used to be on a lot of forums, and I would write a post about like what's happening in my life, and people would give me advice.
Knew that.
Yep, I used to do that, and I had to make a secret, like another account, so people would never find me. But I used to write about all kinds of stuff.
This is so weird. I always wish I was a forum kid.
Really?
Yeah,
I used to put relationship stuff, all health stuff. I'm for real. I swear to God, I probably could go back and look into all my posts I made. Wow. But I'm telling you, people used to give me all kinds of advice. I swear to God.
I remember having friends that used to just be up to like 4 a.m. on the forums on different sites, just like talk crap.
Well, it wasn't like a chat room. It was kind of like, it was. That's what I used to use.
Okay.
It was like,
okay.
So you would submit a question, and people want to help. They under that topic, they give advice. And I used to put, like, even when I got older, I would put car issues on there. I'm talking about some crap. I don't even want to see the post, actually.
Oh my God.
But I was a kid, like teenager, just putting all kinds of stuff, and they used to help me. So I think I was already an internet kid. I was raised by the internet.
I tell people this all the time. I definitely was raised by the internet.
Yeah.
Like, yay. Yeah, so my advice to everybody is to just try to acknowledge your negative generational curses from your family. I know it's kind of hard to think of your parents like that because it's just like that's a sensitive subject, but realistically it's real, and you just have to be a change. Like, who knows? You could be the person that changed your parents' mind about certain things, or your family. You just got to figure it out for yourself. Do whatever steps you need to take to change it, and just be a better person.
I agree.
For yourself.
And think about it. If you remember the trauma that you went through dealing with it, the last thing you want is to have that same impact on your children or anybody else.
Yeah, anybody around you. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, go ahead and break it and address it. It's not going to be easy, but I think you should take things at the pace that works for you. But please acknowledge it. Write about it, man. Let me tell you something. I am a writer. I used to write so much stuff and just delete it. Because if I write it and I come back and read it, then sometimes it'll click. But you just have to be open-minded. You got to rely on resources. And if people are giving you advice about that stuff, don't push it out. It might be, they might have good intentions. They could, positively benefit you.
Me. Absolutely, positively.
Anyway, all right, y'all. It's been another episode of OD Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Please, 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 please rate us 5 stars on every platform possible. Leave a good note. Follow us on the gram. All the links will be in the comments. Holla at your girls.
Holla at your curl.
Holla at your burl. Holla at your whirl. Holla at your twirl. Holla at your swirl. Holla at your earl. Holla at your... All right, bye.